welcome back to Wildlife Third Grade Worksheet lesson number 9. And to start off, we're going to be writing the time using AM or PM. And so, looking at number 1, we have eat dinner. And the time that it says is 6:15. And we know that when you do AM, it's normally used for when it's in the morning. And when you use PM, it's normally in the nighttime. And when you eat something at 6:15, normally you probably consider it as breakfast. So at 6:15, I think eating dinner would be at nighttime, so we'd use PM for this one. Number 2, school starts. So we all know that school starts in the morning, as school does not start at 8:20 at the night, or else we'd be going to school until like 12 a.m. So for number 2, we can infer that it is AM because we have to use it in the morning. For number 3, doing our homework. So if we were to do our homework at 4:35 p.m., then that would be sometime around the afternoon, which is pretty reasonable considering that school ends normally around 2 o'clock. And if we were to do this at AM, we'd be doing this at complete pitch dark nighttime before school starts. So reasonably, number 3 would be PM. Number 6, we have 10:17 for recess. And we all know that from normally school starts at around 8 a.m. for most students. So we can infer that 10:17 is also AM because if it was 10 p.m. then school would have gone for around more than 12 hours. So that wouldn't be a reasonable guess. So we can infer that number 6 is AM. And lastly, sun rises at 5:30. And at nighttime, the sun does not rise, rather it actually goes down. So we can't do PM because PM's at night. So number 7 would have to be AM. Moving on to the next one, we'll be classifying these triangles through checking the relevant boxes. And so we can look at these terms as equilateral means that all sides are the same. So we have 3 sides equal. Isosceles means at least 2 sides equal. And scalene stands for at least 1 side equal. Or not, scalene is no side equal actually. Right triangle means that there's a right angle or a 90-degree angle like this. Acute means that there are angles less than 90. And obtuse means there's angles larger than 90. And I like that. And so looking at this first one, we have 4 cm, 5 cm, 3 cm. And we can see that they're all different. So we can know that it's a scalene triangle. So we can check that. And to check whether it's the right, acute, or obtuse, we can see that right here, we can infer that there's a right angle right here, as these 2 sides are perpendicular to each other, meaning that it is a right triangle. For number 2, we see we have 8, 8, and 5, meaning that these 2 sides are equal, meaning that we have 2 equal sides, meaning it's isosceles triangle. And that also tells us that looking at these 3 sides, we know that each side cannot be greater than 90, as each side ought to add up to 180. And we can reasonably infer that these sides cannot equal 90, as a 90-degree angle is like this. And since they're all less, that means that it is an acute triangle. And lastly, we can see for this third one, we have 6, 7, 8, which means they're all different, meaning it's a scalene triangle. And we can notice that all of these angles are less than 90 degrees, meaning that it's also an acute triangle. Moving on, we're finding the missing number. So, number 1, we have 5 pennies is equal to blank nickels. And we know that nickels are 5 cents. And 5 pennies is equal to 5 cents, meaning that 5 pennies is equal to 1 nickel. Number 2, 2 quarters is equal to blank pennies. we all know that pennies equal 1 cent and quarters equal 25 cents. Since we have 2 quarters, we can do 25 times 2, which gets us 50. So 2 quarters equals 50 pennies. Number 7, we have 25 pennies equals 1 quarter. And we know that we know that 1 quarter is 25 cents and 1 penny is 1 cent. So we can just divide by 1, which we already know is 25. But that means that 1 quarter is equal to 25 pennies. Number 8, 5 dimes is equal to blank quarters. So we know that 1 quarter is 25 and 1 dime is 5. And since we have 5 dimes, we can multiply this by 5 and we get 25, meaning that 5 dimes is equal to 1 quarter. Lastly, for our word problems, Carl needs $8.99 to buy a fidget spinner. He has 1 $5 bill, 2 $1 bills, 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 9 pennies. Using exact change, what is one way to pay for the flashlight? And so, since we want to get exact change on this thing, we want to first eliminate our largest bills. So we want to use the $5 bill, which is plus 5, the 2 $1 bills, which is plus 2. So as of right now we have 7. We're still missing 1.99, and then we can add 3 quarters, which is 0.75, add 1 dime, which is plus 0.10, add 2 nickels, which is plus 0.10 too, which we all get up to $7.95. And then we have 9 pennies left. We can add these together, and we get 9. We get $8.04, meaning that he actually doesn't have enough money. So the answer is, using exact change, he cannot pay for it. Chris has $1 bill, 4 quarters, 3 dimes, and 7 nickels. Using exact change, what is a possible way he can pay for a goldfish that costs $2.35? So, calculating this, we have one $1 bill, which is 1, 4 quarters, which is 25 times 4, which is 100, which also equals 1. So right now we have $2. We have 3 dimes, which is equal to 0.3, which gets us 0.3 right here. It's $2.30. And then we're missing just 1 5 cents, so we can just use 1 nickel, which gets us plus 0.05, and we get our answer of $2.35. And so our answer for this one is one $1 bill, 4 quarters, 3 dimes, and 1 nickel.